Discretion is advised. The following episode of Scary Parre contains graphic descriptions, disturbing subject matter, and real-life accounts of violence, crime, and trauma. These stories may be unsettling and are not suitable for children or viewers who are sensitive to graphic content. The content presented is for educational and discussion purposes only. We do not glorify violence, nor do we intend to exploit the victims involved. Listener discretion is strongly advised. If you choose to continue, brace yourself.
I was going to say good evening, but you're midday. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Scary Parre Podcast. I am your host, Perry T, along with
your girl, Mila B.
And the beef we're about to be all in their business. No, but on today's episode of Scary Parre, we're doing it just a little bit earlier than what we normally do it because we're snowed in, we're bored, and we just want to discuss a serial killer. And this serial killer is from the Kansas City area, really the out south area. So it's kind of cool to see how he got down in the Raytown. Okay, so we get ready to see how Buddy got down in the Raytown area. So the killer that we're doing today, his name is Danel O. Jones, a man who on the surface appeared to be ordinary, not flashy, not loud, not suspicious. The kind of guy you'd pass in the grocery store and never remember. Exactly, but behind closed doors, investigators later uncovered a pattern of violence, control, and calculated behavior that earned him the label of serial offender. So it didn't necessarily earn him the label of serial killer, but we don't know if he was because we got to dive into his story a little bit. But investigators gave him they gave him the label of serial offender. So he definitely offended a lot of people, and he offended more than once. And he started his crime early. And that word serial doesn't come light. Okay. Alrighty. So before we get started here, y'all know I gotta do my little extra noises. Welcome to Scary Parre. Yay! One more. Scary Parre. Alrighty, so like I said, we're talking about Danel O. Jones. Jones was born on September 26, 1969. He was a native of Kansas City, and he attended Raytown South in Raytown, Missouri. So for those of you guys who are familiar with the Raytown area and who know of Raytown South, let me go ahead and pull up the little... Hang on one second. So this is where he went to school, right? This is Raytown South. For those of y'all who are familiar with that area, they got that little Church of the Latter-day Saints area over there to like behind of it. But there's the school that he attended. Okay, cool. All right, that was that. That's the school he attended. I had to point that out because it wasn't Raytown, because there's two different Raytown schools. There's Raytown, and then there's Raytown South. He was tripping out of Raytown South. So let's kind of dive into and see what was going on in Raytown South. Okay. While a student, he built a reputation as a disruptor in class and was frequently in trouble. On May 20th of 1987, Jones attacked a 32-year-old teacher in her classroom and dragged her into the school's auditorium, where he raped her and threatened to kill her. After approximately 15 minutes, the teacher was able to escape, and Jones was arrested 3 days later when the victim identified him from the school yearbook. He pleaded innocent at his arraignment when he was indicted, on one count of forcible rape. So this is where it kind of, I don't know about you, but I'm a little scared of little dude already. Coming out of high school, because listen, he was in high school, right? 1982, he attacked a teacher, his teacher, and raped her.
I mean, what do you want me to say?
something. Help me put two and two together. Like, at that age, well, hold on, let's back it up. Let's actually kind of do the math here to make sure to see what we're working with as far as age, because I could be wrong. So if he was born in 69?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see. Yeah, 1969, and this happened in 1987. He was 18, so he was a senior in high school around that time.
Mm-hmm.
And to think, what could have been possibly going through his head to feel like, oh, I want to attack her? Like,
He probably
at
gave
18,
that boy hell all 4 years of high school.
okay, when you put it like that, I can see that. Now look at you sounding like an original Perry, giving him the benefit of the doubt.
I'm just saying,
Wow.
because I know when teachers give you hell, you gonna want that get back. I mean, not like that, but like
Yeah, not like that. Of course not like that. That's insane. That's insane. But okay, I can see that. So in 1988, Jones was found guilty and was sentenced to 10 years in prison. In 1989, he attempted to appeal his sentence by claiming that prosecutors should have been prohibited from using his inappropriate school behavior as evidence. But the appeal was, of course, rejected, and Jones was paroled after serving 8 years of his sentence on August 27, 1996, and he had to register as a level 3 sex offender.
What's the different
Okay.
levels of sex offender?
That's a good question. Why don't we do some digging and dig that up? Because I did not know that there was levels of sex offenders. So do you want to do the digging, or do you want me to do the digging?
I got it.
Okay, you're going to do the digging. While you're doing that, I'm going back to the script, okay? Okay, so what stood out the most in Daniel Jones' case wasn't just the crimes. It was the control. This man thrived on manipulation. He wasn't impulsive, he was organized and strategic. And that's scary, but most serial killers can be. Experts believe Jones displayed traits consistent with antisocial personality behaviors, lack of empathy, superficial charm, and an obsession with dominance. So basically, if red flags were fireworks for this man, he would be the 4th of July. But the problem is,
I was saying hi to Rocky.
Oh, hi, Rocky. But the problem is, no one saw the fireworks until it was too late. Did we look up what we need to look up?
Yeah. So, there's 1 through 3 levels, right?
Okay.
So the lowest level is basically non-contact offenses, and it's certain misdemeanor sexual offenses, and it's around 10 to 15 years.
Okay.
The second one is moderate level, which is sexual abuse involving a minor but non-violent, and repeat offenses. That's around 25 years. And the highest, which is 3, is aggravated sexual assault, kidnapping with sexual intent, and repeat violent offenders, which is a lifetime registration.
So because his assault was so violent, because he attacked a teacher, he had to register as level 3 offender. Oh, which is a lifetime registration. So that means you have to keep registering. You have to keep notifying when you move. You have to keep checking. Oh, okay. Well, you learn something new every day on Scary Parre. Scary Parre. Do the fingers, Mila. Do the fingers. Scary Parre. Good job. Good job. Good job. Oh, wait. Hang on. Can you do it again?
Scary Parre.
Okay. Let's go back to his story here. So we're gonna just kind of jump right on into the murders. On December 2nd of 1998, Jones broke into the apartment of 19-year-old Janae Douglas, a former neighbor from his childhood. He brandished a knife and fatally stabbed Douglas numerous times in her bedroom. He left the apartment soon after the murder without stealing any items. And later that day, Douglas was discovered by a roommate. According to Kim Douglas, the victim's mother, Jones would visit her house on multiple occasions to offer condolences after Jania's killing. In February 2000, shortly after the first anniversary of Jania's murder, a reward of $3,000 was offered for information leading to an arrest. Kim Douglas added an extra $2,000 to the standard $1,000 in hopes of better media attention to the case. Okay, so his first break-in was of Jania, and this was in December 2nd of 1998. Then on March 10th of 1999, so we have this like little gap here. So we did December 2nd, 1998. We fed that endorphin of wanting to kill. And then we go all the way up until March 10th of 1999. So roughly about 3 or 4 months later. He broke into the home of 21-year-old Khaliqua Gillum on Arletta Boulevard with the brandishing knife and fatally stabbing her a total of 36 times. Her body was discovered later that day by her visiting cousin. At the time, Gilliam was involved in a legal case for allegedly being a getaway driver in a robbery of a U-Haul center in January. In the months after, Jones befriended and begins a sexual relationship with 21-year-old Roxanne Coley, despite her having a boyfriend. Jones would later claim that her having a boyfriend and constantly cheating angered him. So on August 16th, he smashed through Coley's back patio window to enter her apartment with a knife. He restrained Coley, sexually assaulted her, stabbed her repeatedly before slashing her throat and ultimately killing her. So we got a little...
Can I just say something? It's going through my head. And it's my intrusive thoughts. You know how I get.
Oh, shit. Okay, what's going through your head?
So when you said Roxanne, you know, Perry, it's only 1 o'clock.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Everybody grab some wine. This is too much for me. I'm nervous.
What's going through my head, I could just hear him saying, Roxanne, I want to be your man. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
You're going to hell.
Okay.
You're going to hell. Okay. I want to make that extremely clear of where you're going. But yes, I'm not going to lie to you. When I read the name Roxanne, it did pop in my head too, but I wasn't going to let these people know that because we got to have, we do have.
I don't care.
And again, I want to, hey, what's up, Kid Max? Thanks for tuning in. And I want to give this disclaimer. We do sympathize completely with the victim and the victim's families, and we hope that during your time of grieving, you found healing and everything. This is us spreading awareness of the serial killers that took place in Kansas City. We're not taking light of these crimes. You may hear a few jokes cracked here and there, but sometimes you have to laugh to get through the pain. So we do apologize if our laughing is coming off as offensive. Please forgive us. And again, we mean no harm to the victims or the victims' families. Now, back into the story. So yes, so he's doing these break-ins, right? And it seems like he's got a pattern down. So it seems like he's strategically like, okay, this worked for me. I broke into the first girl's house, Jania, killed her effortlessly to the point where I could go to her family and offer my condolences, and they didn't know what was going on, right? Then the second girl, he killed her. The third girl, he killed her because in his mind, he had made up, I'm sleeping with Shorty. I'm hanging out with Shorty. She already got a boyfriend, and I know that, but she keeps cheating on said boyfriend with me. And that's getting on my nerves because I want to be chosen. So it sounds like, in my mind, and I could be wrong, but it sounds like he is making these excuses of, I'm not being chosen. So it gives me the okay to go ahead and do what I need to do. I'm making the choice. I'm in control of this choice. I'm in control of this dynamic because they're not choosing me. Are you getting that? Okay. So how are you feeling about Daniel Jones right now, as of right now? So far in our story, he's killed 4 people.
I mean...
Wait. Actually, no. He raped one, which was the teacher. He attacked and raped her. He didn't kill her. But so far, in the story, he's killed Jania Douglas, Khaliqua Gilliam, and then he killed Roxanne Coley because she kept cheating with him, and he was upset.
I mean, it's he's done a lot less than what the other ones we went over. Because
Yeah, and I noticed
by
that.
now the other ones they would have had a few in, like a good 10 or 12 in.
Yeah, and I noticed that with him as well. When I was reading him, it was like very kind of quick to the point. He kind of reminded me of the I-70 killer
Mm-hmm.
because it was kind of like very quick to the point. And it was one of those where I've done it, I got away with it, and I'm
Let
gonna
me see
do
if
it
I can do
again.
it again. Yeah.
Yes, yes. But he also, what I'm also noticing too, is he kind of gapped him out a little bit. So, like Dave had taught us with the serial killer gene, it's one of those things where you are feeding that endorphin of killing. You're feeding that endorphin of um those dopamines of when serial killers kill, it's like equivalent to them having sex, from what Dave let us know. Yes. So it's like equivalent from them having sex, celebrating a birthday, going to the strip club, the happy endorphin. It's sorry, my chair is like I'm going down an incline, so it's like moving and I can't stop it. So he's feeding those endorphins. So when the levels go back low and go back to normal and he's got to feed that high,
Mm-hmm.
he's got to go out and kill again. But it's spaced out. It's not anything that's like on Monday he killed Janiyah, Thursday he killed Roxanne. It's never that close. You see what I'm saying?
But so, what do you think makes a person a serial killer?
Killing multiple people.
I think he only killed 4 people.
So so
No, I know that's most people. No,
okay.
no.
I'm clipping the hell out of that.
I know it's multiple people, but I'm just like, he stopped at 4. Everybody else that we
Actually,
haven't done.
no. I stopped at 4. So there's another person. You
Oh,
ready?
okay. Because when I read it, it only said he killed 4.
Hang on. There's another person. So on March 6, 2001, armed with a knife, Jones broke into the Linden Hill apartment of Kendria White, an 18-year-old mother of 2. He chased White from room to room before restraining her in the kitchen. He proceeded to stab her 14 times and slit her throat. But choosing not to harm her infant children, he fled the scene. Later that afternoon, a neighbor noticed White's door ajar and peeked in only to notice her body lying in the corner. So, he killed a total of 5. One
Thanks.
more than 4. One more than 4. But that's what makes him a serial killer. So a serial killer, by definition, is one who has killed more than 2 in a span of time. So in a span of time, he has killed a total of 5 people,
Mm-hmm.
right? So that's what makes him a serial killer. Now, granted, the ones that we previously discussed, numbers were way up into the teens. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, way up into the teens. They was hiding people's bodies in barrels, and they was doing some erotic fixation stuff where they were hanging themselves while it was a lot going on.
So he's still alive, isn't he?
I believe so. Let me double check.
It says, from what I'm reading, or from what I read, I mean, it's right here in my face too. But
It says he's still incarcerated, and it says
yeah,
he's
Crossroad Correction Center in
yeah,
Missouri.
Crossroad Correctional Center.
That's in Bumblefuck. Sorry. Okay.
Crossroad Correctional Center. I wonder if we could search him on the Missouri Department of Corrections.
I'm pretty sure you can.
Let's figure that out. Missouri. I love how we do this research for our viewers. So for the audio viewers, because we do have to give a description of what's going on for our audio listeners, we are taking the time, Missouri Department of Correction, to search him in our Missouri Department of Corrections database to see if he's still an inmate somewhere in that in that system. Usually when we do this, we are able to bring up a picture of his most recent picture and things like that. So his name was Danel Last name Jones. That's such a common name, too. Okay, he
What?
was born
Jones?
in September. Yep, here he is, right here. Oh, wow. Okay. Offender photo list. Can I make this bigger? Okay. I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Can you see the screen, Mila? Okay.
No.
So here's when he first got in, right? Or not when he first got in, but a couple years after he first got in 2004. So there's that. Okay. Here we go. There's 2021. 2024. So this is just 2 years ago. So this is his most recent inmate picture.
I
Go
can't
ahead.
see anything, friend.
Huh?
I can't see nothing.
You can't see anything?
No.
I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus. I didn't add it to the stage. Okay. Lord.
I was telling you, like, no, I can't see nothing on our side neither.
My bad. Please forgive me. Okay, so let's go back. So hang on. So let's go all the way to his beginning. So we can kind of do like a timeline here. So this is when he first went in back in 2004, right? Can you see it, Mila? Okay. So this is 2004. 2004. So this is 2021. Okay. That's 2021. And then let's go to the most recent one, which this one is 2024. Okay. He held at the Crossroads Correctional Center. He received life without the possibility of parole. So 10, 5 life, 30 concurrent, 20 concurrent, all those sentences served concurrently together. Basically, he received life. So he's going to die in jail.
Damn, Perry.
Sorry.
Shit.
I'm so sorry. That was so unsympathetic of me.
Yeah.
Terry said we can't see him add to the screen. Thanks, Terry. I appreciate it. And shout out, what's up, Nikki Brooks? Thanks for tapping in. You are in my thoughts and prayers, homegirl. Love you. Hope all is well. Praying for you and your family. Okay. So let's go ahead and kind of talking about the crimes. So authorities linked Jones to multiple victims over a span of time. The crimes followed a disturbing pattern. Trust gained first, then control, then violence. And what's chilling is how long he went undetected. He blended in, he studied people, he learned how to appear safe, which proves the scariest thing isn't a stranger in the dark. It's someone you already let in. And that kind of scares me because that goes to prove our point where anybody could be a serial killer, right? Anybody can cross that thin line between sane and insane. So that's kind of scary because we can form these bonds with people, and I'm not trying to scare anybody, especially anybody who's been like in a 10+ year marriage, but your significant other could definitely be a killer.
What about a 10+ year friendship?
Because you, my friend, are a killer.
Perry.
You don't feel like you are?
Me?
You? Yeah. That Al? You?
You think I'm a killer? That's crazy to say.
I think you have. I think you could have it in you. I think you really could have it in you. But like I've said in numerous episodes before, everybody has it in them. There's a thin line between sane and insane. You can cross it in a blink of an eye. But do I feel like you will cross it before me? Yes.
I
You can't even fight it.
I can't fully subscribe to that because I know I done did some shit. Like suck your braid up in the vacuum cleaner before.
Yep.
And got you ran over with a car before. But that's not.
Yes. We weren't even gonna bring that to the net. So I don't know why you did that.
I don't care. Sue me. I don't give a fuck. But I mean, I care, Perry. Don't get me wrong.
I wasn't gonna tell our viewers that you ran me over with your car.
I didn't run you over. Stop saying that. All right. Anyways.
All right. Respect. I'm still alive. Praise God.
But I don't think just because that happened within the 10 years of our friendship, that just makes me.
I just didn't die. So I'm not so you can't count the body. Let's get back to the matter at hand. We're talking about Daniel Jones today. So for those of you guys who are just tuning in, we're talking about serial killer Daniel Jones, who came from the Raytown South area in Raytown, Missouri. While as a student there, he attacked and raped his teacher, and then later on in life, around 1998, he decided to go on a killing spree. So in 1998, he started off with breaking into the home of Janiah Douglas, and then 1999, he broke into the home of Khaliqua Gilliam, where he murdered both of those women. And then in 2000, also in the year of 1999, he murdered Roxanne Coley. And then in March of 2001, he also broke into the home of Kendria White, 18-year-old mother of two, and broke into her home and killed her as well. On March 8th, Jones was arrested after a bloody palm print of White's killer matched a print Jones had on file. While in jail, a sample of his DNA was collected and submitted into the state database. And in July, investigators were notified when his DNA was a match to the semen evidence left behind at Roxanne Coley's murder. Jones appointed Horton Lance to defend him during his trial, who argued that Jones had an alibi the day of White's murder, as his family members testified that he was with them that afternoon. Lance also cast doubt on the fingerprinting evidence that was used to charge Jones, saying that the prosecutors lacked witnesses, a confession, and a motive. On August 21st of 2002, the jury found Jones guilty of White's murder and subsequently imposed the sentence of a life imprisonment without parole. So this is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing his lawyer was like, hey, he wasn't there, the fingerprint is questionable, and the DNA ain't a match. That's what I heard.
I'm hearing he started moving sloppy. And he left. And he left
evidence. Yes, he left behind the wrong stuff.
If you're gonna do it, wipe down everything. Retrace your steps. Make sure you ain't doing the wrong stuff.
You know what I can't understand, and maybe it's not for my understanding because I'm not supposed to be understanding this type of stuff. But when you grape someone, why don't they use protection? Like, why don't they use a condom?
That is a good question. That's a very good question.
I understand it may be like a feeling type of thing, but if I didn't want to get caught,
the bare skin. It's condoms to make you can feel shit. Duh.
You wouldn't know, wouldn't you?
Whoa. Not talking about me. I'm just saying. Get the bare skin or get some shit that I don't know. Just
no, because like
don't be
like I always wondered that, like, if you don't want to get caught, why leave the evidence that gets you caught? I always kind of wondered that, but it's one of the
why. Because they're already done for, or he already did what he did. Because majority of the time, when they do that, the person is already dead. It's a lifeless body.
I mean, and I remember we did talk about that, how serial killers, after it's like, in a sense, they're marking their territory. Like they're yes, I was here. I did this. So if you ever find out who killed them, it was me. I did this. This is my body. Like you see what I'm saying? In the act of assaulting, it's hard to just slip on a rubber. Well, when you put it like that,
I mean,
when you put it like that, yes, I get it. But I guess to an over analytical person or overthinker, I would already have that on. If I'm going to if I'm going to do that and I know that's what I'm going there to do, I would already have it on.
but what if they didn't have no intentions of doing that, but they was like, okay,
It just kind of happened.
yeah, like she's some fine shit, so
And she not giving it up, so let me take it. Like, everybody out the motherfucking dressing room, please. Like, what? I'm drunk. Moving forward.
Yeah.
Respect. Okay. Eventually, inconsistencies piled up. Witness accounts, digital evidence, patterns investigators couldn't ignore. And once the thread got pulled, the whole sweater came apart. Jones was arrested and later convicted in bringing the end to a cycle of violence, but not without leaving lasting damage. Okay, hang on. Jones was then due to await trial for the murder of Coley, for which he could have faced the death penalty. During this time, he was investigated as a suspect in the murders of Douglas and Gilliam. His DNA was taken and compared to physical evidence left at the murders, but the samples were not enough to identify him as the killer. Nevertheless, the cases were linked to Jones due to such similarities, and prosecutors filed murder charges in early 2004. In April, Jones confessed to killing Coley, Douglas, and Gilliam and offered to plead guilty to all charges to avoid a possible death sentence. Gilliam's grandmother said that while she was frustrated with Jones, she did not want him to be sentenced to death because, according to her, he was just a young man. Jones is currently serving his life sentence at the Crossroad Correctional Center. At Scary Parre, we don't glorify killers. We tell these stories to remember the victims and to understand how these crimes happen, because awareness saves lives. And to the victims and families affected by Danel O. Jones's murders, we acknowledge you and you are not forgotten. It's a lot to unpack.
Yeah.
But we've unpacked worse.
Way worse.
We unpacked way worse. And this is not to compare anybody's trauma with the next person. I'm glad that the families got justice. I'm actually glad that they found him because honestly, I feel like he probably would have still kept going. Especially with how he spaced them out, how he broke in places. This dude was breaking in places down the street from my house. He out there in the Raytown South area. He was down the street from my home. It could have been us. He was closer to you than he was me.
Very.
My bad. Respect. My bad. I'm sorry. But no, like real talk though. He was.
No, he was because I'd be over there majority of the week.
Yeah. He was closer to Dave than he was us.
Yeah.
Oh, dang. But no, do you have any like questions as far as him, or do you have any extra facts that we didn't bring up?
No, but I always got questions, just not pertaining him.
Not pertaining him, but maybe the mind of a serial killer.
Yeah.
Like, is it going to make sense?
Yeah. Why wouldn't it make sense?
Okay.
Why don't it make sense?
So let's go ahead and go into some paratisments. We got paratisments. Yay! Hang on. Spirit fingers, paratisments. Okay. To kick off our paratisement, here we go. We have The Key Rockstar birthday party this January 29th. I think that's this Thursday at the Velvet Freeze, 1827 Vine Street. Come out, have a drink or two, and celebrate my girl's birthday party. Come in your rockstar attire. Okay? Leather, silver, black, whatever. Come in your rock star attire and be ready to have an amazing night celebrating the Key's birthday. They will have Pillow Talk, will stream live that night, and it is hosted by KD Stash. So just come on out, have a good time.
Go kick it with my papa.
Go kick it with our papa. Mm-hmm. Alrighty, we have Valentine's Social Mixer, a dinner for two. It is hosted by the lovely Jimmy Cartier of the Misadventures of Sneed, with a performance by FOE CJ, and also performance by Steptacular. They will be featuring the dating game show. Tickets, couples, $50, singles, $30. You're going to wear shades of red, white, and pink or gold. And this is going to be at 7148 Prospect Avenue, Kansas City, Missouri. Hope you guys enjoy. They'll have dinner, two-stepping, lots of games. And then my favorite event that is coming, the Kansas City Podcast Convention number 5, hosted by Everybody Loves Ross and the Get It Off Your Chest podcast. And look at that beautiful face down there on that flyer. You see Parapy? Yep, Parapy will be in the building along with a few other podcasters and vendors. I'm hearing Popular Ignorance will be in the building, as well as the Misadventures of Sneed and the Academy KC. So all of Perry Team Management will be in the building. Also, Knucklehead Clothing will be in the building. You know what you can do? You can go over to knuckleheadclothing.com, get you some Knucklehead clothing so that you can wear at the convention and rep his brand. He is a Black clothing designer, Black family owned, Black owned. Everything is done in-house. No middleman. They print their own everything. So again, you can go to knuckleheadclothing.com. See that right there? You see it right there? You see it, Mila? Okay. Awesome. I'm glad you see it. All righty. And again, that is the Kansas City Podcast Convention number 5. It is on March the 22nd. It will be at the Royal Mansion from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Come out, shop with the vendors, network with the podcast. I will be doing Perry Team Management consultations for anybody who is wanting to start a podcast, for any artist who is looking for management. Come out, come to the table. I will also be selling the Parapy glasses as well, which will be dropped today on Facebook. So I hope you guys like those in order. Oh, that was a lot of paratisments. I'm going to have to start sending you the paratisments.
You say this every show.
I know, I say it every show, but I feel like can't nobody do it like me. Can't nobody do a paratisment like Perry T herself.
I know that's right.
Okay. So let me go close and then we'll do your Parapy moment, okay? Mm-hmm. All righty. So, final question. What makes this case stick with you? If there was something that was in this case that stuck with you, please put it in the comments. For me, it's the fact that evil doesn't always announce itself. Sometimes it whispers, sometimes it smiles, and sometimes it lives right next door. If you made it this far, thank you for listening. Make sure to like, share, and follow Scary Parre or Perry T, Perry Thompson, Perry T Management on all platforms. And until next time, stay safe and stay aware. And Mila, where can they follow you?
You can follow me on Instagram at s.mila_, I believe.
Okay.
Snapchat at SMYLAH. Facebook, Mila Wright. OnlyFans, Victoria. Okay. No, never mind.
You're just giving the killer somewhere to look. Like, what is wrong with you?
It's paying the
No,
bill.
but you can follow her OnlyFans at Ronnie Too Nasty.
Anyways, yeah. You want to hear these questions?
Yes, I am ready. Okay, you got 20. I gave you a long time today. You got 20 minutes.
Me a good little chunk.
I gave you a good little chunk. So what's your questions?
So, Okay. Do killers always have trigger events before they start killing?
I believe so.
Why?
And I
Why you
think
think that?
I think it's one of those things where something has to trigger the thought. So it could be that a lot of the times, from the documentaries that I've watched, childhood triggers them to start killing at a young age. They like, for instance, Jeffrey Dahmer. What started him was dad, encouraging that, oh, he's killing animals. Well, let me show him how to taxidermy, do taxidermy.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was just him feeding that thrill. For him, Daniel L. Jones, what triggered him, like you said, could have been the fact that that teacher gave him hell for the past 4 years and he snapped. But then he liked the way that it felt to have that control over somebody. It could be that throughout his childhood. Now, we didn't get to discuss much of his childhood because there was not much information there when I was digging into him. But it could have been that he had a rough childhood and didn't have much control over any situations that he was put in. So to gain the control of situations, it was let me attack these women, let me do what I did to these women, let me kill these women because I have control over these situations. I am the man in this situation.
So do you think? Oh, and chat, you can answer too. Like this ain't just for her. But do you think people that kill animals often, you know, have that? I mean, I know you say everybody is has that killer gene in them, but do you think people that kill animals will do that more than people that don't?
Um,
Because
statistic
most serial killers they kill animals. Have you noticed that?
statistically, and it's proven fact that most serial killers that have gone down in the books of a serial killer and have been well known started with the abuse and torture of animals.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm going to say on that because I don't want to be wrong. But statistically proven, and it is fact, most serial killers who have been documented started with the abuse and torture of animals.
Okay.
Okay.
Um, what's the difference between a serial killer and a mass murderer?
So a serial killer kills multiple people in a span of time and is spaced out. A mass murderer is somebody that goes in like a church or like a mall and shoot it up and kill numerous of people at one time. It's
But
one
can't
event.
but can't they do that multiple times?
Now,
Wouldn't
if
that make you a serial
they
killer?
they make them a serial mass murderer and they need to be under the jail.
Okay.
Like something has to be done. You have to be stopped. Like, so the difference again, and this is a Perry T opinion, but the difference is a serial killer kills multiple people in
Mm-hmm.
a span of time. So from like from January to February, he's killed somebody. Took a break, March, April, May, June, July, he's killed 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
So now we got a total of 5. Take a break for August and September, October, November, December, he's killed some more. So he's killed several people over a span of time. Now a mass murderer goes in the church, goes in the school, goes in the club, goes in the mall and shoots it up and kills multiple people at one time and it's one event. It's not a multiple span of events.
So do you think mass murderers and serial killers think the same? Like they want to rid the world or rid the city, whatever the fucking case may be, of you know sinners or people that's not doing God's work?
So when I hear that, I hear cult leader.
Okay.
When I hear you say that example, I hear cult leader. And but I also hear mass murderer because usually the mass murderer is killing with an agenda of getting rid of certain people or a certain demographic or ending a group of people because they do not belong.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, Hitler. I want to get rid of the Jews because they aren't the perfect people. They don't belong. the guy that went in and killed, went into a Southern Baptist church and killed a lot of Black people because he wanted to kill Black Christians because he felt like they did not belong. So I kind of hear, when I hear you break it down like that, this chair is really moving. When I hear you break it down like that, I hear cult leader, and then I hear mass murderer for that type of sense.
Okay. Do you believe, so myth or reality, do you believe that serial killers are very intelligent?
Yes. Most serial killers have the highest IQs.
Do they?
And yes, and I feel like the reason why I feel like why we can categorize them as intelligent is because they are calculated. They have to be calculated because everything has to fall into place. And like you said, when they get caught is when they start to move sloppy because they've gotten away with it for so long that all it takes is one slip up. But the serial killers who've had the longest of the runs, right? It took for them years to get caught because they didn't have no slip ups because of how calculated. Like let's be for real. This I-70 killer who still has not been caught.
A cold
he's
motherfucker.
Calculated as
cold motherfucker.
How do you not get caught? And then not to mention, he's possibly the same guy who was killing the prostitutes along I-70 in the 80s. And he still hasn't gotten caught.
Nope.
So you have to be calculated you have to have some level of intelligence in order to be a serial killer.
Yeah. So why do you think that offenders return to the crime scene? Like, you know how, they leave trails to say, oh, it was me or I've been here. But why do they come back when they leave the scene? Like, they leave and, so they won't get caught. Why do they come back when police and stuff are there? Or why do they even make that call and be like, oh, come to such and such, and then hang up the phone?
To feed that endorphin.
What do you mean? How is that feeding your endorphin?
So you killed, right? You go back to the scene where you did that murder to feed that endorphin, to feed that I did it, and I didn't get caught, right? And the thrill of it all. Let me call the police and tell them to come to this such and such scene. I'm calling them from my phone, and guess what? I'm still not gonna get caught. It's a thrill that they're chasing, and it's feeding into that. You see what I'm saying? It's all in the thrill. Everybody loves a good thrill. We love a good thrill.
I mean, shit, go have sex in a park or something. That's a thrill.
You would think it's that. It's like an artist looking at his art on display. Yes.
I like that.
That is a wonderful way of putting it. I love that. Thank you. Yes, most definitely. And thanks for tapping in. You are a new viewer. I don't think I've seen you before. So thanks for tapping in and commenting. I love that. Thank you. Shout out to you. Hey. Shout out to you. Yes. But yeah, it's like an artist looking at his art on display. I did that. Look at that. That's a pretty killing. I did that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like this is a question for our lawyer friend, but I'm gonna ask you anyways.
Okay.
Can a case be thrown out because the police makes mistakes?
Yes. Yes, it can. So I've been doing my research because I wasn't going to announce this, but I'll go ahead and announce it. So February 4th, we are diving back into the barrel killer that we talked about a few weeks ago. Forgive me, I believe his name was Edward Robinson. Forgive me if I got it wrong, but we're diving back into him because we have a lawyer who is going to join us and talk to us about the case, about what, as a lawyer, what he would have done, what he did do, what he didn't do, and things like that. And we're going to dive into that case more. So because of that, if the police make a mistake, it gets thrown out. And shout out to the newbie. She gets claps. Yay. Hang on. I got a button. Hang on. I got a button. I got a button. I got a button. So yes. Um, okay. Back to what I was saying. Sorry, I'm so excited because we have a newbie that just made my heart happy. Like, oh, Scary Parre is really getting out there. Ah, scary. Like, yeah,
I knew it was coming.
it was coming. So, but yes, police can make mistakes. And when police make the mistakes, that's when it messes up the whole case. It can really take somebody's case and get it thrown out,
But what type of
even though
mistakes can you make?
So there's
As
a lot of
as a murder scene, what kind of mistakes can you make?
Let's look it up.
Because I know watching shows and watching, different true crime podcasts and stuff like that, it's just like they tell you not to touch stuff. And if you do touch stuff, put gloves on. But other than that, what kind of mistakes can you make?
We're searching it up now. So for the audio viewers who are listening to this, we are searching up Mila's question. So her question is, what kind of mistakes can law enforcement make when they are trying to solve a serial killer case? So one of the mistakes that they can make is failing to connect the dots. That's one of the biggest mistakes, is treating the crimes as isolated events instead of recognizing patterns. So different jurisdictions don't always share information, and similar Miranda's apparatus, which is motives, get dismissed as coincidence. Serial offenders depend on this fragmentation. Another is tunnel vision. Once investigators lock onto a suspect or theory, they may ignore contradictory evidence. So they overlook alternative suspects, or they force evidence to fit a narrative. So sometimes they force the evidence on somebody and it doesn't feel right. Right? So for instance, sorry, my leg fell asleep. That put my legs down. Some cops get too invested in another person. Yes, so that's exactly what I was just going to say. She just took the word out. I just love her. Shout out to the new viewer. And she said this is right up her alley. I love that. And yes, so they try to. Have you ever? You haven't seen Mindhunter, right?
No.
So in season 2 of Mindhunter, they are trying to find the person who has murdered all these Black kids. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The neighborhood, the area of where they're finding these children who have been murdered or taken or something is
Mm-hmm.
in a kind of it's in a predominantly Black area. It's in a poor neighborhood. So they automatically are trying to pin this murder on a Black person because that's the predominantly area of the neighborhood. So they're trying to make every evidence or every piece of evidence align to one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they feel like that's where they come from. It has no other option to be that. So that's where a lot of police officers and a lot of investigators go wrong with their cases, because they're looking at the wrong individual, because they're stereotyping the crime. This happened in this neighborhood with this group of people, so it's automatically this person. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Another thing is poor evidence management. So small errors add up fast. For instance, they mislabel or mishandle evidence, they don't preserve the crime scene properly, or they lose DNA and trails.
Mm-hmm.
And then last one, underestimating witnesses and victims. So missing persons reports are delayed, witnesses are dismissed as unreliable, and patterns are ignored due to bias. Jay Marlowe said that some cops have past traumas and sometimes they get triggered on the field. That is a good one.
I
That's
like
a real
you.
good one. I like her a lot. She can come back every episode.
Yeah.
Please do. Am I her Facebook friend? I'm about to add her. If I'm not, add me, girl. My name is Perry Thompson. Nice to meet you. And that's Mila B. And the B stand for about to investigate.
Yeah.
Okay, Miley, you got 5 more minutes. What other questions you got, hun?
Um. I feel like you wouldn't know this, but I'm gonna ask you. What are common manipulation tactics predators use?
Oh, that's a good question. So
Yeah.
common manipulation tactics are that they use is control.
Uh-huh.
Um, not only control but trust as well. And then they also make the victim feel like, especially when their looks too,
Uh-huh.
they make the victim feel like, for instance, this manipulation tactic is for those who kidnap. Because I watch a lot of those Girl in the Bunker, Girl in the Box, all them Lifetime, true
Girl in the
true story
basement.
movies and stuff. Girl in the basement. Girl, she was in that basement for a minute, had all them kids. Yes, but they use love bombing. They use their looks. They use the sense of control. They use nobody's gonna love you like I love you. What is called word cursing. We just learned about that. They use a whole bunch of different tactics as far as manipulating the situation to their favor. When they use manipulation, it's usually for people who don't have any family or don't have much support from family.
They target
They
the help.
yeah, okay. They target helpless for the most part. Yes. So they feel like when they use those manipulation tactics, they make the victim feel like that they have to depend on them, and that is all that they have.
So my next question,
Mm-hmm.
I got two things actually. It's not a question, but I feel like serial killers be watching therapy. That's it. That's all. That's all I'm gonna say. And I only say that because you talk about narcissists, and you know, you just described the whole narcissist for one.
So
Love bombing,
for our
word
for
cursing.
our new viewers who are just tapping in, yes, Scary Parre is a branch off of the Therapy Podcast, and the Therapy Podcast is where healing meets hustle. That's where we discuss childhood traumas. That's where we discuss adult traumas and how to navigate and heal from them. So when Mila says she feels like the serial killers are watching therapy and they're learning how to deal with narcissistic behaviors and manipulation, yes, it is true. They might be. And yes, J Marlowe. Sorry, it's either J or Gia, but I apologize. It's known narcissists are yes. She's not
So
lying.
I know it'd just be hard to believe, but do you think? Do you think the serial killers be reading that book, 48 Laws of Power, or they've read it before?
J. Okay, good to know. Thanks, Jay. Um, do I think serial killers read the book 48 Laws of Power?
Mm-hmm. Or
I
have
think everybody.
either have stumbled upon it, like because I know back in the 80s they didn't have this Laws of Power book. So, but I feel like there's a book that's like it, or some type of
Um,
rules that's like it.
I think honestly, I'm not gonna pin that book because I don't want to lose any type of sponsorships or anything. So I'm not gonna pin that book on on any serial killer. And those of y'all who want to read that book, go get that book.
It's a good
It's
ass
called The
book.
48 Laws of Power.
It's a good ass
It's a
book.
good read. It's a good read. But I definitely agree with Jay. Most serial killers have an idol. A lot of serial killers in today that are that have been caught mirrored previous serial killers, like the BTK killer who wrote notes. There was definitely there was a
Yep.
serial killer after him who wrote more, who did what he did, but did it in an elevated way. So the previous serial killers leave a blueprint for the future serial killers, and they take that blueprint and they just elevate it. Everything evolutionizes.
Yeah,
not a
but
word.
it's okay because they have a whole book. They got a whole section, and me and you both know this well because I be in that section in Barnes and Nobles almost
Mm-mm.
every other week. And
Yes.
they have all books that just talk about all the serial killers and what they did, how they did it. They give them a whole rundown, like you said, a blueprint.
Yes. And you know what I can't wait for too? So in March, we are starting our the Scary Parre cult edition, where we dive into the cults.
Are we?
Yes.
I got a book for
Surprise.
that.
Hi.
I got a book for that. That's my birthday month. You know, I'm with that, so I'm
Yeah.
okay with it.
Okay. So I'm super excited, and this is a exclusive. So we'll have new intros. Which, oh, by the way, if you tapped into the Scary Parre intro today, shout out to Terry, host of the show from the Get It Off Your Chest podcast. He is the voice behind that dark, meticulous, scary voice that gives our disclosure. So shout out to him for doing our intro. And then in March, you're going to hear him again doing another intro for our cult edition on Scary Parre. Ah. Okay, Milo, this is all. Do you have one? I'll give you one final question
okay.
if you're not done.
You know I could go for days.
Okay, whatever question you got. We got a little time. It's midday.
What makes evidence inadmissible?
That's a big word for Emma.
It's been like that for the past 2 days, haven't it?
Girl, it's been like that for the past 2 days. What makes evidence inadmissible? Because I don't want to tell you wrong.
That's why we need our lawyer buddy on here.
We do, and I might save that. So, what makes evidence admissible? If they do illegal searches and seizures, evidence is thrown out. If it is obtained without legal authority, so no search warrant, invalid or overly broad warrant, no probable cause, or illegal traffic stops. Or this one says fruit of poisonous trees. So if the original evidence was illegal, anything that comes from it is also admissible. So example, in illegal search, you find the phone leads to an address, the address evidence gets tossed. Miranda validation. So statements can be admissible if suspect was in custody, being interrogated, and the Miranda rights were not read. Rights were invoked, but questioning continued. Even true confessions can be excluded. If the person was coerced or had involuntary confessions are admissible if obtained through threats of force, promises of leniency, extreme exhaustion, or psychological pressure. And then lastly, broken chain of custody. So evidence must be tracked from collection to courtroom. So if there's missing logs, evidence is left unsecured, improper handling, or contamination. If the chain breaks, the credibility breaks.
Okay.
That was a lot of information I threw at you, but we're going to hold that too for the lawyer on February 4th.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. Are you good for today?
I am.
Alrighty, so it is your girl Parre T of the Parre T Management Family and the Parre Podcast and Scary Parre. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode where we talked about Daniel Jones. For those of you who have tuned in, make sure you send stars to support the live. You can also donate to the Parre T Management Family through Cash App at $Parre T. If you would like to be a sponsor of one of our podcast episodes, please reach out to me at Perry Thompson on Facebook and Mila B. The B stands for gonna be in your business. Let them know where they can find you.
You can find me on Facebook, Mila Wright. You can find me on Instagram, s.mila_. You can find me on Snapchat, Smila. And you know the rest. I said it before, I'm not gonna say it again.
Because that OnlyFans be popping. All right, guys. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for tuning into the Scary Parre Podcast. Until next time, stay safe, stay aware, and bye.